Hobby family? It is your boy K-Dub. We are back with season 4 of K-Dub's High Five, 5 rapid-fire questions with your favorite hobby faces. And today I bring in one of my personal hobby favorites. He's a YouTube guy trying to get over on Twitter a little bit, also does Instagram. He is Ethan Sports Cards and More. Ethan Lamb over in Lancaster, Kentucky. How you doing today, my man?
Boom, what's up? Thanks for having me, man.
Oh
I'm
man,
doing good.
well, I appreciate you joining me, man. I've really loved kind of following your journey a little bit on your YouTube channel. So I'm really excited to kind of dive in and hear a little bit more about your collecting and your life as a whole. So how it works, I got 5 questions, all hobby related, one right after another. Ready to take on the high five?
Awesome. I'm excited. Let's go.
All right, man. First question for you. Kind of I know we just kind of talked about this before the interview started, but you are a card shop owner, Ethan Sports Cards and More in
Yep.
Lancaster, Kentucky. Kind of walk me through a little bit of that journey of how you kind of came about to be this. Because what are you, 21, 22, 23?
I'm 23.
23-year-old shop owner in Lancaster. How did that happen for you? Kind of walk me through your journey.
So I always grew up collecting, like a lot of people. And when I started collecting, I always had a dream to open a card shop. And we just got done talking. I'm a teacher as well. And that was really my first dream, is to teach. But I always thought in the back of my head, what if I could teach and open a card shop? I knew it would be hard, but I was like, I'm up for the challenge, so let's try it out. Well, years pass, and I go through college and all this, and finally I get a job teaching. And in the back of my head, I'm like, I still want to open this card shop if possible. And honestly, a little piece of me thought, you'll never, open a card shop. I would always go to card shops when I was younger
Yeah.
and love going to them. But then this is a small town where I'm at. So
Okay.
that was another risk. But a building came available that we had kind of been eyeing, my dad and I. He's a big help also.
For sure.
But it came available, and we were able to rent it out, and we rented it out last December, and we opened up last February. Crazy, it's almost been a year. So that's kind of how it came about. It wasn't planned to teach and open a card shop in the same year,
Yeah.
but that's how it fell, and I was up for the challenge, and neither one of them feel like a job. So it is pretty crazy to be a card shop owner.
Well, that's the beauty of life, man. When you love what you do,
Never know.
it's never work.
That's right.
Awesome, man. Well, congrats to you coming up on the 1 year, or did you just pass the 1 year?
We'll be open 1 year in February, so
February.
almost.
All right, man. Well, congrats to you on the 1 year almost journey here. But I want to get
Appreciate
at
it.
the second question, and I want to kind of break it in 2 parts because you kind of
Okay.
led a little bit on your answer there. When you think
Yep.
about card collecting for you personally, we'll talk about the business next. But card collecting for you personally, who would you kind of credit as some of your biggest influences when it comes to sports card collecting?
So personally, it's got to be dad. I mean, my dad was a huge collector growing up. He probably knew I was going to say that, but he bought me a pack when I was like 10 years old. I can still kind of remember it. And it was for Christmas. He bought me a pack of cards because I always grew up playing baseball and playing
Yeah.
basketball, and always very sporty and athletic. And
Mm.
he bought me a pack, and I can just remember the thrill of opening that pack up. I don't even remember what was in it, but just opening it up, it got me hooked. So
Yep.
then dad, he started me a PayPal account when I was underage, but he gave me $50, and he said, when you run out, you're done.
Okay.
So technically, I'm still kind of running off that $50 he gave me when I was 11 years old. So he's got to be my biggest personal inspiration for me.
Absolutely. The original investment right there. I love
That's right. Yep.
it. I gotta just credit my dad as well. I mean,
Yep.
it's amazing the impact that sports cards have, but also the impact it can have on your relationship with your kids. I'm a dad myself, and I know my dad, he's not into cards now, but I love showing him my cards still, and I'm almost 40
Yeah.
years old. So
It makes a good family connection.
absolutely. All right, well, let's talk about the business side of it. When you think about opening up your own card shop, who would you credit as some of your influences when it comes to opening your own card shop?
So I went to college here in Kentucky, a small college in Southern Kentucky, and there was a card shop 20 minutes away from my college.
Okay.
And the place I went to college had nothing to do. We had to drive to Tennessee if we wanted to do anything, fun.
Gotcha.
So I would always drive up to this card shop, and the name of it was, he's still open, Brian Sports Card Corner. So I got to shout him out. It's a small shop, but he's been there like 20 years.
Dope.
And if you're local to Kentucky, you definitely know what I'm talking about. But he was always a big inspiration. I would go in there, and I don't know if you've ever seen any of my videos with the Lucky Cat
Okay.
inside this card shop.
Okay.
That's Brian in Corbin, Kentucky. So
Got it.
he's my biggest inspiration when it comes to opening my own shop. And he knows that. We've talked about it. And he actually gave me some good advice when I was opening up, on business side and all that. But it's got to be him.
Well, shout out those small town card shops, man.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
need
he'll
them
love
in this
it.
world. We need them in this world. So if
Yeah.
you're in Kentucky, hanging out in Kentucky, it's Brian's. Say it again, Brian's
Sports Card Corner, and he's got a Lucky Cat in there that everybody loves. It. They really go there for the cat, but
All right, well, shout out the Lucky Cat. So
yeah.
all right, man. Third question. This is kind of one of my favorites. When you think about collecting for you, what's the Grail card for you? Like the card you've always wanted, you've always kind of dreamed of having. What is that for you in your collection?
So my answer will probably shock the people that know me because I'm a huge Red Sox fan,
Okay.
huge David Ortiz fan. But when it comes to a Grail card that I've been thinking about recently, like over the past 5 years, I really like legends. Like I just bought a Sandy Koufax auto. That's what my resolution is this year, is to focus on these legends that a lot of kids don't know and a lot of kids
Yeah.
don't collect anymore.
For sure.
So I'm going with the 1968 Nolan Ryan rookie.
Okay.
I would love a graded version. I'm not a big graded guy, but if I get that card, I definitely want it graded. And that's what I'm going with, a Nolan Ryan rookie, 1968.
What's the significance there? Just the legendary piece that is Nolan Ryan, or?
So Nolan Ryan's autograph, I finally got one of those when I was 18. Dad grew up talking about Nolan Ryan, and I understand how important he was to the game and his story. Him playing that long to me was just awesome. And I watched the documentary that just came out about facing Nolan.
Oh, yeah.
And after I watched that, I was like, I really want a Nolan Ryan rookie, because I'm all about like iconic cards, like 52 Mantle, of course, Jackie Robinson, whatever. But I don't have a lot of that in my own collection. I'm a modern guy, but it would still be cool to me to add that. Like I would keep it forever if I ever got a Nolan Ryan rookie.
Something special about those vintage cards, man.
Yeah, just can't explain it really.
They do something different than modern cards. I don't know what it is either. It's like you see them, you feel them, and it's just there's a different sense when you have those vintage cards. So
yeah.
All right, man. I know you're a big baseball fan, but you got all the money in the world. You can rip any box of cards you want. What's the box of cards you're grabbing and why?
Do you have to go year or just a product?
It's high five. There are no rules. Whatever you want to answer here is your answer.
Again, people that know me know this. I'm a triple thread guy. So I mean, I've only opened baseball, and I don't think they're making triple thread this year. I haven't seen anything on the spreadsheet or anything, but triple threads is my favorite product ever. I've been collecting triple thread cards since 2014, and that was my favorite year. So if I have to pick a year, I'm ripping 2014 triple threads. It was a canvas fill and just a canvas design. And I love triple threads. That's what I pulled my 101 King Griffey Jr. autograph from, which is my featured video on YouTube that kind of took my YouTube channel off.
No, absolutely. I remember that's kind of how actually I think I found your channel, was that video. So
that's how a lot of people find it.
Oh, all right. 2014 triple threads. There it is.
Yep.
All right, man. Final question for you. As you kind of think about the hobby kind of moving into 2024, obviously the landscape is changing. It's going to look different. We don't know what it's going to look like, but let's focus on the excitement that you have as a card shop owner, as a collector, moving forward into 2024. What kind of gets you excited about the hobby moving forward?
For me, since I'm a teacher, we kind of talked about it. My students, man, they are up here after school sitting on me waiting. And that's a big reason I open the shop, is for the kids of the community. I'd rather them be here in the shop instead of out on the street, doing whatever else that's bad for them. So they like hanging out. And that's what I'm excited about, is seeing the youth get into the cards, hopefully keep doing it. Because I know you can do it in middle school and high school and then kind of forget about it, because it is expensive, man. That's part of the hobby that does suck now, is how much packs and boxes cost. But I'm hopefully inspiring a new generation to kind of keep it going. So that's what I'm excited for the most in terms of personal.
Well, and I say this all the time, you can't have hobby without the kids, right?
Yeah,
Trading
that's what
cards,
starts.
collecting cards, it starts with the youth and it starts with the kids. And so
Yeah,
I love what you're doing. I saw you're doing a trade night or a trade club at your shop.
yeah.
It's really neat to see kids get involved in, and we know as teachers, like the the big hits and the investments, like that doesn't matter to kids. Like
Oh
they,
no.
they love seeing their favorite players on these
Yeah.
little squares or these little rectangle cardboard cards. So that's really cool, man. I love that. So keep it up, man. I really hope that that continues to grow for you in your community, as well as helps out with your teaching. Because I know
Yep.
management in the classroom is one thing, but to have that little carrot, you never know, man. It might help with the management as well.
That connection already has helped out, honestly.
For
Already.
sure. For sure. All right, man. I'm gonna throw one bonus question at you because
All right.
you own a card shop, dude. We know that the Pawn Store's motto, you never know what's gonna walk in those doors. Do you
Yep.
have one story just real quick in your mind where you're like, I can't believe that card or that item just walked into my card shop?
Perfect timing. This just walked in last week. It was a
Okay.
1952 mantle. I put it on Twitter. I put it everywhere, picture of it. It was a
Yeah.
local guy here that got it. He won it in one of those like raffles on TikTok where they sell the spots. And he
Yeah.
wasn't selling it. He just wanted to show me. And I was, thanking him so much. I was like, can I just take a picture of it? Just holding the card is cool to me.
Absolutely.
So that walked in last week, and that's been probably the biggest card that's walked in. I've had some good collections walk in, but that's the biggest single card I've seen personally in my shop.
That's pretty amazing, man. And when it walks in your door, it's like, oh my gosh, like this is real.
Yeah. Yeah, you're
um,
sitting there holding it. So
piece of history in your hands. That's pretty dang
yeah,
special. So
it was the SGC one, I'm pretty
okay.
sure.
Okay. Hey, don't matter. Grades don't matter. It's the card.
Oh no, no.
Oh, well, hey, man, we cleared the list, dude. We got a high five. Throw up the high five at the end of high five.
Ooh, let's go.
Hey, you can check out Ethan on YouTube, Ethan Sports Cards and more. He's also on Twitter and Instagram. Big Lamb, give me the at.
At Big Lamb 34 or Ethan Elvis cards.
Okay, perfect. You can check him out on Instagram and Twitter on that.
Yep.
Also, please subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Twitter at Mr. K-Dub. I want to shout out the Season 4 High Five endorsers, Midwest Box Breaks, and LJ's Card Shop. You can get their info in the description of this video. I appreciate you joining in, man. This was awesome. Big motto here, which I feel like you're doing. Be the good, man. Be the good in the world. Be the good
That's
in the
right.
hobby. So keep it
That's
up,
right.
man. I appreciate what you're doing.
Hey, thanks for having me. I loved it. I enjoyed it.
Y'all take care. We'll see you next time on K-Dub's High Five.